My name's Mathavan. I'm a partner at Johnston Carmichael. Johnston Carmichael, we're part of the more global network, so we're a mid-tier accountancy firm, and I run our risk assurance and internal audit team here in the UK. The opportunity, I think, with JC was to come in, and we were doing some of this type of work, but they said to me, look, build the practice.
Yeah.
You know, can we want to do more in this market? We know there's an opportunity here.
You mentioned about having a certain skill set to generally grow in practice or progress in practice. Name me 3 skills that you think a person needs to do well in practice. Top 3. Top 3 at the,
I
just
could probably
top of
think
your
of
head.
a few, actually, more than 3. But,
Might give me a list of 10 now.
Yeah, I could probably give it just 10. The first thing is about being passionate. Right? You've got to love it, and it's a demanding job. It's a demanding industry.
Yeah.
There are times where but you've got to really enjoy it. You've got to have that.
Yeah.
Why am I here? I want to help my clients.
You client facing.
Yeah, absolutely, and you've got to have that, because if you don't, I think ultimately that will unravel. I think the other thing as well, it's about doing the right thing for your client. And I think sometimes it's easy to look at professional services, go, actually, I just need to sell. And I think I do think the word sell is a bit of a dirty word. We're all accountants or internal auditors or whatever it is. And the word sales doesn't really come to anyone naturally.
No one thinks of that anyway when you think about internal audit, but it's a business and the commercial. But I completely get. If you say recruitment, that word would naturally fit with sales, which we'll get onto recruitment piece in a minute. But I completely get that. Yeah.
But ultimately as well, it's just having that sort of technical mindset and being able to get on with clients.
Yeah.
This is a very much a client-facing role.
People have to remember that. So going over to the recruitment side then. So I think we could break it to everyone that we've worked together.
Yeah, worked together. And thank you for all your help.
Thank you for letting me do that for you. What made you use a recruiter for your hiring, in particular myself? Why did you work with us? Why did you trust me? Why did you trust me, Sai?
I know we've known each other for a little while now. So there are avenues out there that anyone can use.
Yeah.
And then obviously we've got an HR function, and they're happy to go out obviously and do our recruitment for us. I've been in this position where inevitably, we post a job on LinkedIn or post a job on our website, and you get people who, if I'm honest, just don't really have the right skill set.
Yeah.
They aren't the right fit. And I think what's happened in the electronic age, unfortunately, is it's very easy to send your CV. Absolutely. And you see in LinkedIn, I'm sure everyone's seen it, job ad with 200 plus applications. And you think, well, why would I apply to that? Because I'm against 200 people. But I think in reality, of the 200, probably 10 are actually
you're
any good.
on.
For the most recent role that we hired, it was quite a specialist role. I think it was very difficult. And I personally didn't know where to turn, in terms of, yes, we can put a job advert out there, but we weren't getting the traction we wanted. We weren't getting the quality of CVs even. So I think that was taking a bit of time. And I think it's having knowing you, I know if I give you a brief, you're going to go away and actually research and actually come back. You're very good, actually, in terms of coming back and giving us updates for weekly instead of speaking to this person. Yes, they're great. Then the people we interviewed on the back of that, we knew, 70% they were going to be in the right ballpark.
I'm glad to hear that. Yes, let's be honest, there's a fee. And businesses or recruitment agencies aren't cheap. And I know there are other recruitment agencies that charge a cheaper fee. But it's the expertise, the following up, it's having the ability to someone really deliver for you.
We're a relatively small team. It was really important that we had the right person, the right fit for the team, because the last thing I want, it's not fair on either party, for us or that individual actually bring the wrong person in. It would just fall apart. So it was part of the brief, telling you, well, this is what we need from an individual, from a personality, from an approach to their work, etc. That's key, and you can't see that on a CV. It's very difficult to see that on a CV or on a LinkedIn profile. And you can spend a lot of time going through that one. Whereas I know I needed someone in pretty quickly to get going, because if I wasted 6 months, half my year is gone. I needed to just deliver to clients and go out to market.
And your hire was different. A hire that you wouldn't have necessarily made previously, or it's not common. It was a BD hire, wasn't it, to support you?
Yes.
What made you do that? What sort of thought process did you go through? Because it is different.
It is very different, yeah. So we've got a good business, we've got a good practice, but we need to take it to the next level. We need to expand into potentially slightly different markets. We need to expand the type of client we work with. And it comes back to vast skill sets, internal auditors. We don't naturally do BD.
Yeah.
We're not natural salespeople. Yes, we can do it. But I'm sure 90% of people probably doesn't come naturally to them. But I think, when I looked at what I wanted from my client base, it was slightly different, dare I say, to what JC currently has.
Yeah.
So it did mean actually creating some new contacts in the market. And yes, I was doing a lot of that, but I needed more. And I do see the value in a different type of hire. But as we were saying earlier, it's hiring someone who I've never really hired before. I've done loads of recruitment in the past, but it's always been internal audit or an assurance person. I know exactly what an assistant manager or what I want from an assistant manager or a senior manager or a director. I know that. But what do I want from a salesperson? I don't know.
You really have to evaluate, okay, what have I got in my team? What do I need? And therefore, what does that look like? What are the salaries? Who are these people? Where are they? And that's what we went through, didn't we, really?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I think it was a brilliant move on your part. That's your job at the end of the day. That's why JC hired you.
Yeah, it was an interesting recruitment process because you think this person is slightly different, but actually we need them to be different. And we've got a really good since joined. He's done fantastically well, and I can see the business really growing.
I also gave you feedback, didn't I, around hiring processes and what will work and what not, what doesn't work. How did you feel about that? How did you feel me coming back to you and be like, do you know what, that's not working? We need to go down this avenue. Because I was quite consultative with you, wasn't I?
Absolutely.
How do you think? Do you think that works well?
I think that, I think
or not?
I think that works because I've done a lot of recruitment in the past and interviewing and all that sort of thing. I mean, in reality, I trust you because you know the market better than I do. Your feedback was important because I think that steers where we were going with this. Because I know we had a number of candidates, didn't we? Who came to the door, and it was a difficult role to fill. And it's no reflection on the individual or them, or it's probably more a reflection of senior managers within the industry and within professional services. We do business development, of course we do, but what does that really mean? I don't think many people will naturally be going to market, be properly
fully fledged,
fully out in the market and looking at opportunities and looking at how to help clients, and yes, I know that JC can help you with this, and they're thinking in that kind of way. I don't think 90%, 95% of senior managers do that, and as I said, it's not a reflection on them. It's just the fact that actually they've probably got 70% delivery. To do.
I think more partners or more hiring managers really need to think about that. How can you be different? What skill set is missing in terms of your team and where are the gaps? Well, Sai, you have been incredible to have on here.
Right.
It's such a pleasure to hear your journey, your background, and also your most successful recent hiring and just how differently you thought about things.
That's right.
Thank you. You've been a dream.
Thanks a lot.